Assalamu alaikum, this is Amjadli and you're watching our digital platform Kumrat TV, YouTube digital platform. Let's talking about an international's uh, unfortunate incident that has happened in the Middle East. Once again, the Israeli military has violated international law and violated the integral territorial integrity of the Qatar. The top negotiating team in the Qatar was involved in the peace process when the Israeli army has attacked an year through an air strikes in the Middle East. Qatar's that is strategically top important, one of the top important country in the Middle East. So interestingly, Qatar has normalized relationship with the Israel according to uh, Abraham's Accord in 2020. And another painful part of the story is that the United States were informed before this attack, and unfortunately, the United States, so-called ally of Qatar, they has not informed the Qatar that Israelis militaries are about to are coming up with such airstrike. And now this is very important things in the uh, I think this is very important. Is global leader responded to this incident in the Israelis violations of the international law again and again, and this time the territorial integrity of the Qatar. So uh, let's talking about the global reactions. The leaders, global leaders, are talking about this, and the Pakistan's, including Iran's, and as well as United Nations. So the first thing is that the Qatar Prime Minister, who have urged the regional states and regional leaders to respond. We needed to respond this COVID attack that is carried out by the Israeli army, and the Qatar Prime Ministers, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdurrahman, who told in press conference that we reserve the right to respond. And the fortunate part of the story is that the top negotiating groups via the top leaderships has survived in this air strike, in this attack. And at Trump administrations were informed, as we have already told, that by the military of the United States and America, they are saying to inform the Qatar administrations, but the Prime Minister Abdurrahman's Mohammed bin Abdurrahman's has denied this kinds of uh, false informations. That is, uh, United States has informed the Qatar administrations about this Israeli intentions. So the second thing is that the Pakistan Foreign Ministry, Pakistan Foreign Office, who condemned this attack with strong words that this is very coward and against the Qatar sovereignty and the international law. And about this is the United Secretary Generals, who has also uh, condemned this attack, and who has uh, that this is the territorial against the territorial integrity of the Qatar and violations of the international law. UAE, that is that has the normalized relationship with the Israel, who also called it in the covert attacks. It is in covert attacks airstrike on the Qatar's territory. Iran foreign minister said this is dangerous and the violations of the international law. So let's what is important right now? The important thing is that Israeli want the whole regions to bomb. Israel want the whole regions a hell, and nobody is there in the world to control such states who want who enrest the global peace, who are risking the international laws, international borders. And the other painful part of the story, sad thing is that the world top, one of the top country and so-called of the champions of the human rights, champions of the democracy, United States, who facilitate this process, facilitating Israel to bomb any part of the regions in Middle East. And we don't know how much, up to how much these sort of things all are to be happen and is happening. Now the global order is changing, as you are already watching the uh, global orders and the Chinese bloc, the communist bloc, let's say, or the socialist blocs, and let's say the capitalist bloc, and the West. There's a clear divisions in the world order, and the United Nations is left a very, let's say, uh, who have no power, who have United Nations or fail to solve any of the international crisis going on, any of the internationals, many wars and many problems and conflicts are going on in the world, and the risk of third world war as there in front of us in a in a world that has thousands of the nuclear nukes. Different states do have, different countries do have. So the definitions of the human rights and the definitions of the democracy by the West is getting worse. If someone is there who are talking about the democracy, who are talking about the human rights by the West, is I think wasting of the energy to use such words. And not necessarily all the West to be involved in these criminal acts and these criminal conflicts. There are still some people, some states in the West who condemns this cowards attacks that is carried out on every single day. Thank you so much for this informations what we tried to collect from the different news organizations, international news organizations, and thank you so much. Till next vlog. Thank you.